Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. Oh, this one has been a touchy subject since Ghana and their president has gone to talk about reparations are owed. Yes, I definitely believe reparations are owed. Well, the bottom line is we really don't need anybody to speak up for us. I mean, intentional, unintentional, we really don't need that. And I think it's important, whenever there's conversations about reparations, in my opinion, it sends up a red flag when you don't see any of our people deserving. Oh, screw she has. Oh boy. So I'm going to let you see how some of our people reacted. There was a protest in New York because the president of Ghana was coming and he was going to go to an African burial site. Well, FBA showed up and showed out for real. So you're going to see exactly what happened when they made their visit to New York City. All right. All right, y'all. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you.
Ancestors for umbrellas. You sold our ancestors for fine china. You sold our ancestors for any little trinket that you could get. And now, you mad because other nations got rich off the slave trade and all you got was some beads. And now you want to sit here and try to ask for $100 million to translate the place where you stole and held our ancestors. And let me repeat the sentiment of my sister that just spoke. Jamani Williams, I saw you earlier. You don't speak for us because you don't have our blood. And Al Sharpton, you have our blood, but you still don't speak for us. You are a shakedown artist, a preacher without a church. You don't speak for us. Oh, yeah. Who else? Is that Claude? Yeah, you might have been voted in, but you wasn't voted in by us, and you don't speak for us. And that's why we're going to make sure that you lose all these extra bodies that you put on the
in the South, to the family in the West, to the family in the North, to my family in the Midwest. If they come to your grave site, your burial site, you pull up too and say one simple thing. Africa is not our voice.
They're at the African American burial ground with the Ghanaian president.
John Trump Mahama is trading Africans for favors and their U.S. military base that is located on the tarmac of Accra Airport, and the FBI, and soon to be one of you New York City police officers will be stationed in Accra, Ghana, because they're killing themselves in 15 deadly tribal conflicts in Savannah region, Sampa, Boku, Kumasi, and the Apakem in the eastern region. The Ga are fighting the Achim with machetes in Accra.
The main focus is Africa is not our big homie. Ghana is not our big homie. You cannot participate in the slave trade 400 years ago and think that you're going to spin the block and get a check. It don't work like that. I know it's tax season, but no, it don't work like that. You don't get a refund, you dig? Yeah. One of y'all need to send some of y'all representatives over here across the street. We already traveled across the ocean. What more is it to cross the street and to come holler at the ancestors that you saw?
So today in the financial district, like at the African American burial ground of, enslaved Black Americans, I told you guys that the Ghanaian president was going to go and do a ritualistic ceremony by laying a wreath at the burial ground, and how he was also going to go to the AU, the African Union, and the United Nations to speak on behalf of Black Americans, in the diaspora, but he's literally chose specifically to come to the United States of America to demand restorative justice and reparations on behalf of enslaved Africans. And I just think that it is so disrespectful to our ancestors, because we're not continental Africans. And if you heard, shouts out to Lacey, if you heard some of the things that she was saying in the beginning, she was talking about all of the atrocities that is literally going on in the country of Ghana right now. And she also was talking about how many Black American people have lost their lives trying to go back to the motherland to build and to build and have community and camaraderie, and how some of them have literally been slaughtered, raped, had their resources stolen, have been in bad and shady business deals with some of the people over there in Ghana. Not all clearly, but she listed off a slew of names. She had a list, and her page is dedicated to that. I've had her on my panel before. I'm going to at her, but you've seen her website that it was like on the screen. Of course, the mayor of New York City, Mayor Mamdani, he was also there giving his well wishes and lending his voice. And I don't know, it just seems like it's all about a money grab. Like, because then we have to pose this question. Just say hypothetically, in a really, really odd world on a very, very completely different timeline, Ghana was able to get reparations and restorative justice on behalf of the chattel slavery, more so than transatlantic. That's, the atrocities that happened to Black Americans here on the United States of America soil. Would they allocate those funds to us? What do y'all think? Do y'all think that Ghana and the Ghanaian president and the African Union would give any of the funds if hypothetically they were able to secure a bag, because they're already getting USAID and they already get money, whatever. But if they were literally able to get some type of reparations on our behalf, do y'all think that they would give us any of that? Will we ever see any of that money? Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. And shouts out to those of us who was out there. I have a lot going on. I couldn't go. But shouts out to those of us who was out there, boots on the ground. And Lacey also said that she had to, she was, y'all got to go check her page out. I'm going to add her. She went and looked how they posted it on a Ghanaian news channel, and he had to edit it so that you couldn't hear us in the background hooting and hollering and saying, hey, no, we're not for this. I wonder if the news will cover the fact that Black Americans was literally across the street saying, this is not okay. We don't like this. We don't want this. We're not advocating for this. We don't no, just no. I wonder, but that's what we have platforms for. And this is what we have our pages for, because we are, after all, a new age media source. Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
We, the foundational Black Americans, have not received our reparations. Cash reparations for foundation.
A lot of Black Americans slash FBA are angry with Ghana president because he came to the UN yesterday in New York asking for reparation and to recognize slavery as the gravest crime to humanity. He is fighting for all enslaved Africans, but the Black Americans slash FBA was angry about it. Like, why did they come to America to demand justice? Because they played a huge role in slave trade. They said that Africans sold all of them. They were not kidnapped by the Europeans. They were sold by Africans.
things got heated this morning in New York City. I shared the video to my stories. And shout out to the FBA family in New York City for going out there and being bold enough to protest against this wreath laying ceremony that the Ghanaian president had flew out to do some type of ritual or ceremony over our ancestors in New York City. And as many of you also feel like this is just disrespectful, and it's basically just a way for them to try to overtake our reparations talk. And what they're trying to do is the African Union is trying to add us as like a sixth leg to the African Union, and they're trying to get reparations for chattel slavery, the transatlantic slave trade. They're trying to take that over and give the reparations to Africa and pretty much cut us out of it completely. So our people who are the ones who actually suffered, the people in the Americas who are actually the ones who did the physical labor and who actually suffered and were beaten and brutalized throughout for 300 years, we're the ones who are really owed anything. If anything is to be paid, it should be paid to us. And so they're trying to overshadow that and take that. And we already know that they would have no intentions on giving us anything, even though we're the ones who are owed it. And I really feel like a lot of us are just tired of the disrespect, tired of them trying to overshadow and take everything from us. It's like create your own movements. If the African Union wants a reparations talk, that should be a totally separate thing from chattel slavery. That's not a talk that's for them. It's a talk that's for us. If they want to have a reparations talk, it should be with the UN about the effects of colonialism and colonization that has had across the continent. But it shouldn't have anything it shouldn't be overshadowing our discussion of reparations, which is owed to us. Because if they give the reparations to the African continent, that shuts down the whole conversation is now, it's a done deal, and we get nothing, and we were the ones who were actually owed it. So that's the reason why people are upset. It's not about being anti-African. It's not about hate. But you can't just let people overtake something that belongs to you and try to steal from you. And that's how we see it. And so I'm shout out to y'all that was out there. I was watching the live stream and I definitely enjoyed it. I really wish I could have been out there with y'all. I feel like a lot of people didn't even really know about this whole thing, but it was good to see like people are not just being silent about this. And I think I saw my moron Mob Dummy, the mayor of New York City. He was out there and they were kind of like yelling at him too, like, you say that immigrants built this nation and y'all being disrespectful and, stuff like that. So it was really good to see like our people out there, like actually expressing themselves like that. Just the fact that this is even a discussion is like sickening. Like we shouldn't even be sitting here having this conversation. We shouldn't even have to be out there protesting anything, especially in anything that is in regards to the respect of our people and our lineage and our history and our ancestors and things that are supposed to be restitution for us. Like we shouldn't even be having to fight over nothing like this. This shouldn't even be a discussion, but unfortunately, here we are.
Now, y'all, you're going to have to judge how you feel. I don't know. I think when it comes down to reparations, everybody going to chime in and give their opinion. I mean, that's all right, whether you're for or opposed. But I think what we are tired of are these attempts to get involved. No, I mean, I think with us being what are they estimating, about 50 million of us, I think we should be able to push that agenda and speak for ourselves. You know, yeah, chattel slavery itself may be gone, but the effects of it is still here. That's not gone. And that's not being felt in Ghana by anyone. and no African nation for that matter. They're not feeling this. And yeah, I mean, do you feel we need a third party going up to the UN for our reparations? I believe we're more than capable of doing this for ourselves. So, uh, wouldn't technically Ghana owe reparations themselves? Just saying, are they deflecting? So, yeah, nobody did. It's just like when Africa took it upon themselves to make us the sixth region. And it's amazing how they keep doing these things, and they make sure nobody from our community is there. But the topic is about the slavery and what occurred. There are some people that are glad that Ghana brought attention, but what are their real true intentions? Is it to take the money and just leave us with nothing? That's how scammers operate. You know, there's a lot of things going on in Africa. There are many things that are pertaining to Africa that these folks can go to the UN and talk about. I'm sure there are many stories of things that occurred in Africa that you can talk about those things. They want to latch on because they potentially see how much we can get. And now they're trying to figure out ways to cut into that. But y'all, as soon as we're elevated, as soon as we get our inheritance, you think it's bad now? Oh, it's going to get worse. You can best believe it. Well, you remember what the six regents said? They said that they wanted to get the money for us to come over there and help build Africa. Well, the nation building days are gone. We're not building anybody nation, especially we are done building for people that hate us. And no, we're not doing no nation building. So what are you going to do? Swipe the money, have us build the nation while you're in the background treating us like crap? No, thank you. Mm-mm. No, thank you. Yeah. So, y'all, you're just going to have to let me know in the comment section and let me know how you feel. This is a second attempt for Africa to try to speak on our behalf for reparations. Antithesis, thank you so much for the super chat. Alcha supporting. Thank you so much for your super chat and your continued support for my channel. So I'm going to go, y'all. This is my final live for today. Thank you for your patience because it took patience for this day. And thank you for your support. And I will see you tomorrow with all different topics. Shalom, family.